You guys decided the ultimate Extreme Demon's next victim will be Silent CLUBSTEP. It was the one that got the most votes by far on my community section, and to be honest, for me, that was really unexpected. Silent CLUBSTEP is really old decoration-wise, and in general, in the current standards of the game, some people could even call this a layout, to be honest. But it doesn't matter because today I'll be remaking and, of course, redecorating Silent CLUBSTEP. Let's see how it goes. In the beginning, I was really undecided about what I should do here gameplay-wise, so I just rewatched Silent CLUBSTEP 3 times in a row, and after doing it, I just decided to make the gameplay inspired by a lot of parts from Silent CLUBSTEP in general. First, I just went and took the Silent CLUBSTEP monster and put it on the level so I can redecorate it later. Then I made that cringe orb spam that we all know. Afterwards, I made this small duo part inspired on that kinda memory duo. And for the last, I made a part inspired on the most iconic Silent CLUBSTEP section in my opinion, it being that part with a lot of CLUBSTEP monsters and also this thing that I don't really know what is, but I still think it looks horrifying. Anyways, the gameplay is basically done, and yeah, as you can tell, this level is really going through a lot of change and balancement once it's done. Enough of gameplay, because now it is decoration time, and to be honest, I had absolutely no idea what to do here. Like for real, I just kept staring at the screen for a literal 30 minutes. But then I just started making some random stuff and trying to figure out how I could make this to actually look good. The first thing I decided to decorate were the spikes. And the first spike I did was this one. When I finished it, to be honest, I just thought it looked straight up bad, so I just decided to redo it. And instead of just spamming a lot of spikes, I tried this different concept, and to be honest, I really liked it. Then, for it not to get too repetitive, I made a different spike, and now the legendary fire spikes from this CLUBSTEP monster are done. After finishing the spikes, I had to work on this CLUBSTEP monster. To be honest, I still had no idea what to do on it. See, the first CLUBSTEP monster from Silent CLUBSTEP is just straight up empty, and of course, I didn't just wanna leave it like that. I had to make something on it, even if it's something simple, you know. So I started to mess around and try to make some random stuff on it. The first thing I tried to do was the sort of scar on his eye, and to be honest, I thought it looked pretty good. After doing it, I really thought about just leaving it like that. The monster was already looking pretty complete, but yeah, no. If you already know me, I really like to go for extra things, so I just decided to make some lines and some low bright details into it. To be honest, it ended up looking pretty good. Here's the comparison between the old and the new one. Seeing it now, I did a really good job at remaking this monster in my opinion. After it, I decided to make some ground spikes on that orb spam section, but I didn't go for something too complicated here as well. I just put some lines on it, some roots, some souls, and some bright details in general, just for it not to look that empty. And yeah, this small first section is basically done. Now it is time to start making the dual part of the level. If you have ever seen Silent CLUBSTEP, you already know that infamous dual part. Like seriously, that part is actually so hard, I couldn't beat it without no clip. But anyways, as you can see, it has some pretty simple decoration. It just basically uses some white connectors on the middle of the part, and it has a very grayish setting in general, so that's not gonna be hard to remake at all in my opinion. I'm just gonna be placing some random white connectors on the middle of the screen alongside with some glow and some extra details in general. Also, I'm gonna be making a smaller version from it and reducing its opacity so it becomes a small little background just for this section. And for the last, I made both of these connectors to move leftwards a little bit to give a little more of dynamism to the part. So yeah, the second section is basically done. Now, the only thing that we have left to be done is the legendary and extremely hard ship section. To be honest, I really wanted to go for something simpler for this part. As you can see, I just put some totally black CLUBSTEP monsters around it. Also, I made some ground spikes and I put those small little details on them, really similar to Silent CLUBSTEP in general. After that, I made a T3 glow on top of it all because why not? The T3 glow never failed when it comes to amazing me. And then it was time to make the saws. As you can see, Silent CLUBSTEP saws are very simple, like they barely have any decoration on them, so I decided to go for something kinda simpler as well. And for that, I just spammed some of those far-edged saws, and I don't know if I like how it looks that much, but screw it, that will have to do it. Then I decided to make a 3D on the monsters as always, and to be honest, this section is getting better than what I expected for sure. For the last block deco of the part, I had to decorate this gigantic thing in which I still don't know what it actually is. Anyways, as you can see, there is a small monster face on the top part of this, so I just decided to turn this thing into a whole black monster. It's gonna be like a monster inside a monster, you know? And while I was doing it, I accidentally made this arm to be behind the black squares, and it created this funny little monster face. Just for the funny, I'm going to keep it like that, I don't care. I just made some more black squares into the down part of this structure, and then I put some bright details and glow in front of them, and it ended up looking pretty good. And since this structure is gigantic, I got very lazy to make the 3D on it, so I'm gonna just leave it for later and just make the air deco on the level. To be honest, Silent CLUBSTEP barely has any air deco, so I really wanted to make the air deco from this part really simple. I just put some small arrows on the middle of the CLUBSTEP monster's mouth, as you can see here, and I put some bigger arrows right after it, just like that. I also made a random glow laser on it. I don't know, I just thought it would fit, I guess. For the second section, I made no air deco at all because I think it doesn't really need it, to be honest. The last section surely needs it though. When I started making the air deco from this part, I somehow got distracted, and when I woke up from my daydreaming, I had done this extremely over-decorated arrow that surely didn't fit to the part, so I just deleted it right after. Dude, I really have to take care not to get distracted in this game. Holy moly. So basically, I just did some very simple arrows with glow on this part in general, and that was about it. After doing the air deco, I made the 3D on that gigantic structure as I promised, and seeing it now, it was actually pretty easy to do it. I just filmed a lot of corner 3D details in general, and it was basically done, just like that. The last thing I'm gonna do on this part is to add the name from the only member of my channel on the cheek from this CLUBSTEP monster, just like that. Thank you so much, Burke, for becoming a member from my channel. And after 3 hours of work, I can finally call this part a finished thing, and this is how it is looking like. I will be making another voting pool on my community section in some days, so leave a comment saying what extreme demon you would like to see for the next part. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.